First and foremost, we like to begin by giving all praises, all honor and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Makakadash. Right, double honors to our elders and apostles of Green Millstone and Shalom, to all the brothers on the four corners of the earth, you know, that teaching this good gospel, and sincerity and no truth. Right, Shalom, this brother here, I'm here back with another video. Alright, and this video will be on, as you see, titled War is in the Air, because you know, right now it's a lot of wars that is happening in the, in the air right now. You know, Israel, Iran, America, Russia, all these different countries, war. I know it's just war in the air right now, and lots of people dying. Right, so our video, we will just, just go over that, right, and hopefully it will be edifying. We go to that, right? Wait me for a second. Alright, I'll keep video here. So let's start. Right.
لازم نفعل المركز. Oh my God.
See that?
Oh my God.
That is no joke, right? It's only sign that coming right next to them. Right? And hey, these people out there, even, some of these people going to look at the post on TikTok now, but look at these comments. Right? I can't believe watching war on TikTok, which is true. Who that told you I get to see the wars on them on TikTok, right? And then somebody say I really hate war, please just make peace. And I don't know peace because what if they say peace? What gonna happen when they say peace?
Tell me if you want it, fig one, my girl.
Right. So like I was bitching. Right? That girl bitching. So like about that. I'm gonna share my screen again. Right? Right. So as I was saying, right, I know it's just a lot of war in the air right now, and that person in the comment section was saying that that person saying really hate war, make peace. But I say, when they say peace, this is what will happen, right? Because these were, Trump will tell the people and peace, trying to make peace with me, right now, just peace, right? And it says, 1 Thessalonians 5 and verse 3, it says, when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. It says when people are saying everything is peaceful and secure, because I would Trump would tell the people, hey, everything peaceful and secure, but they could see that, hey, everything not peaceful and secure. But there's bombs dropping in Iran, there's bombs dropping in Israel, there's bombs dropping all about, right? And now they're saying, now they're telling people peace. So it have no peace, really. It have no peace, right? It's war in the air right now. Destruction, death and destruction, right? Then disaster will fall on them as suddenly as a pregnant woman's labor pain begin, and there will be no escape. And you can see them can't escape again. Look at them just pack right. And what they go do? Go underground? Right? The bombs, hey, them bombs, them serious. Them bombs coming. And throwing shit up seriously, but I'll pull back the video. Wait me for a second. Right. The signals glitch a lot, so just wait me for a second. I'll put it back up. Wait me for a second. Right. I'll pull back up that video to see a little more again. Right. Wait me for a second. Right. Right. So back to this again. Right.
لازم نفعل المركز.
at that. Missiles
Oh my
fly.
God.
I can't do none.
Whoa! Oh my God! Yo! 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 No way!
Missiles going up.
No way!
Up. Missiles
No way!
Look.
Oh my God!
See that? And that's what's going on in the right now. War is in the place right now. War is in the air right now. You know, and that video they make us find out lesson because right now it's just serious going here right now. You know? And some of these people out there, even though all these war is in here, some of these people still blind to they didn't even some of these people they don't know because they're famous, right? That's a big thing. 91 million views, right? So there's a lot of war going on in here right now. Right? A lot of war. Right? See if I can put up another video. Right? And all this, right? Yeah, this video is nice because all this is gonna lead to destruction. We had to go back to that match again, even though we just did a video on it a couple of days ago. That's what we're gonna be here right now. Right? And first I'm gonna share the screen, right? Because after they drop all them missiles and them bombs, or they drop all them bombs, what will happen? It will be destruction. People are going to sleep on these different things. They will destroy the, because if there's a peace, so next thing, the missiles hit the, will maybe oil, shortage of oil, short of this, short of that. They go right now.
Thousands of Lebanese people are fleeing Israel's bombs.
See?
Many Lebanese have stepped up to help the displaced. I'm in one such center now.
We've been receiving non-stop number of displaced families, non-stop calls for needs for everything from medication to blankets to mattresses, food and clothing.
Fuad says they cook hot meals every day, feeding around 700 people sheltering in 2 schools. The center has dozens of volunteers who source ingredients, cook, package, and deliver the meals. The space they work out of is a recycling center where everything is reused, even old tires.
We're cooking jadra.
Alright, but that's all we need on that. But we see that, things are destroyed and people are going to sleep on these different things. And that's because of the war, that is going on in the air right now. Right? We had to go down Matthew 24 again. Matthew 24 and verse 6. It says, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled." And as for us, we don't have to be troubled because we have the Lord on our side. So we don't have to be troubled at all. Them people are not going to be troubled. Right? Them will be real trouble because them will beg for the war to stop and these different things. Right? But we're not troubled because we trust in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. For all these things must come to pass. These wars have to happen because all this is going to lead to World War III. Right? All that is going to lead to that. Right? But the end is not yet. Because the end is not yet. The end is not yet. All these things have to come to pass. The prophecies and them have to fulfill. And then the end will be. The last prophecy that is going to be fulfilled is, when the Lord comes back and save his elect. And deliver them to the Father. That it says in 1 Corinthians 15, right? Verse 24, right? The NLT side says, and you will hear of wars and threats of wars, but don't panic. Yes, these things must take place. So why are we panicking? Because we know. So why we are not panicking? Because we know these things have to be fulfilled. Right? All of this is fulfilling prophecy, and all of this is leading up to World War III as well. But the end won't follow immediately. Because we know when you're going to be relatively, you see Matthew 24, right? And then it says immediately after the tribulation of those days, immediately after Jacob's trouble, what will happen? The glorious return of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. You can see the Lord on the scene now. And he's going to come and deliver his elect. And he shall send his elect with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the 4 winds, from one end of heaven to the other. And this is what's going to happen. Right? This is what's going to happen. right? Going back to the macho again, right? To 7 for nation shall rise against nation. We see that happening. Iran against Israel and all these different things. Nation against nation, right? And kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines. Because it will have famine. Because if they destroy, as I said, if they destroy where they make the oil, or where they make the bread, or where they make this or that, it will be famine. Because there's a shortage of this. And pestilence and earthquake in diverse places. Nation will go to war against nation and kingdom against kingdom. There will be famines and earthquakes in many parts of the world. That is it. All these are the beginning of sorrows. But all this is only the first of the birth pains, with more to come. Remember, still Jacob's trouble is on the way. So all this is just the beginning of sorrow. This is when sorrow started. The beginning of it. Right? This is the beginning of it. And we see that hey, it's just war in here right now. They're fighting against each other with what? With the sword. Right? Is that the weak saying they are strong now? Right? Because the weak saying they're strong, But they're getting backed up from these other nations that have these missiles and all these different things. And then America in the mix, Babylon the Great, you know. I've recently been, because this piece have been coming out a lot recently. Isaiah 7. Is it 7? No, not Isaiah 7. Wait a second. Then Isaiah, no, I know that for a fact. I think it's Ezekiel 7. What I see? Alright, let me check here. In the first second. I think it's Ezekiel, but I think it's Isaiah at the same time. Right? I know that best just okay for a second. Right. Alright, that Isaiah, not Isaiah. Right, I think Isaiah 9. Not Isaiah 7, Isaiah 9. Right? Isaiah 9, but it came out a lot, even in a lesson before camp, and then, when we was in camp, that came out as well, right? So, have to come on, right? Isaiah 9 and verse 5, it says, every battle of the warriors with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. It says, the boots of the warrior and the uniforms blood stained by war will all be burned. They will be fuel, right, for the fire. And that is the people of this earth, right? The wicked. And the two as well, they can be fuel for the fire. Right? And all all this war that is all this war that is in the air that is leading up to what? World War III. As I said, one was passed, and the second passed already, and then the third will come quickly, right? Which is destruction, right? And all the war that is in the air leading just to World War III, right? God is gonna come, in the mix of that World War III as well, right? Because them gonna be fighting against each other, and then they're gonna turn their attention to the Lord. Because they're gonna see this man came out of the sea, where read it in second address. But they're gonna see this man come out of the sea, and hey, they're gonna know, right? Second address 13, right? You can second address 13 and verse Sarah 2 it says, no, Sarah 3 it says, and I beheld and lo that man walked strong with thousands of heaven, because God have thousands of angels on his side. Now it says in Revelation, I think it's 16, he can come with his armies of heaven, right? And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that was seen under him. Remember, when the Lord comes back, every eye shall see him. Right? But yeah. And that man is Yahushua, by the way, that man is Yahushua. And whensoever I think, yeah, but there's not the one where you want to. Joel, I think it is Joel 3. I think it's Joel 3 7, right? So I say all this is leading to World War Three. So like that. Right? And as I was saying, all this is leading to World War Three. Right? Then my first second. Right, can. Right, so continue, right? So, as I was saying, all this is gonna lead, to World War Three, right? Because when you're reading Joel 3 here, right? Joel 3 and 9 says, proclaim me this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. It's gonna be war, it's gonna be war. This is just the beginning of the war, right? Beat your plowshares into swords and your pulling hooks into spears. Let the weak say I'm strong, and the weak say they are strong right now. But these weak nations that I'm fighting against, these other nations, and the weak say they are strong to these missiles, and they get backed up from these other nations, they make these missiles and these bombs and these different things, right? It says, assemble yourselves and come down, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about thither, because thy mighty ones. So that thither, cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord, thy Lord is going to come with his angels, so the mighty ones will come down. Right? Now it says, assemble yourselves, because they're going to be fighting against each other. And then they're going to turn their attention to the Lord and try to come and fight against the Lord. They're not going to win, but the Lord is going to put it, and the captain, said in the works yesterday, the Lord put our spirit upon them. He put our spirit upon them. Remember, it says in the same chapter, just 20, they was afraid yet to fight. So if they're afraid, why they gonna fight? Because the Lord put in our spirit upon them to still fight. Even though they're scared, there's gonna be a great show that's gonna go down. Right? The Lord show. And it's gonna be a good one too, a great one. Right? I said this shall be a fuel and burden of fire, because these missiles, it's not just when the Lord comes back, they're gonna have their missiles. But all the missiles are gonna really go to America. They're gonna shoot that to America. Because they're gonna the beast, and them is gonna hear the war. They're gonna hear the war. And they're gonna turn against the war. Right? Right, I was going to Revelation 6 because the Lord come with his missiles as well too. Right? Because back then the Lord was when the Lord flood the earth, that was a mass killing, and the Lord did only 8 souls were saved. Right? Only 8 souls were saved that time. And the Lord destroyed the people on them by water. But this time it's gonna be by fire. That is it. Right? In Isaiah 66 and 15, you will so okay, I'll just read it after this, right? We close with that one, right? But Revelation 6 and verse 12 it says, and beheld when he had opened the 6th seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood, and the stars of heaven fell onto the earth, even as the fig tree casteth on time the figs when she's shaken of a mighty wind. Right? And the heaven departed as a scroll, right, when it is rolled together, and every mountain and islands will move out of their places, because the mountains go 2 ways. That way you saw government structures and these different things. The power structure and the government. Like government really just going to like the sort of mountain really just go after government, right? But that mountain they like for east on them and the literal mountains and them. But and east on them is heaven as well. Because right now they are in there heaven, but heaven is gonna be part of this scroll. Right? And when I say, even as they fake cast it on time, you figure until shaken up by my team. That's how the missiles are like them too. Right? That's how the missiles are like them too. It's gonna come down. Right? Stars gonna fall from your hand. Stars of this heaven here, they are gonna fall. The Lord's gonna come and put them down. Right? Now the Isaiah 66 verse 15. Isaiah 66 and verse 15 says, "For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariot like a whirlwind to render anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire." The Lord's gonna destroy you this time by fire. Right? For by fire and by his sword, the Lord come with his sword as well. Them missiles. Will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many and digested. So right now, war is in the air, and all of this is just leading to the grand final of World War III. Right? So to what I was mentioned, we like all these things happening because it's just fulfilling prophecy. Right? So, I'm gonna close it off here. Hopefully this lesson was edifying to those elect. Giving all praises, all honor and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Makakadash. Right, double honors to our elders and apostles of great millstone, and shalom to those elect. Shalom, Nabakarim, and death to his wicked place. Shalom, shalom to the elect. As always say, brothers, 1 Corinthians 15:58. Always abounding in work at the Lord, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, and Shai, because you know you live by the Lord. It's nothing vain. Alright, brothers, stay strong. Shalom. Until next. Keep fighting.